Hi, it's me, DB Cars right here. This is another video, and today I'll be reviewing the BMW 318i from GetGo itself. So let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so here it is guys, the BMW 318i from GetGo itself. So basically, if you guys didn't know, this is a step down from their 5 series, which they have in their fleet is the 52i, the 52i and the 528. So basically this is the 318i that you are seeing right now. They also have a 316i in their fleet, but I think at the moment it's being out of service due to some unforeseen circumstances. But let me just show you guys around for the damages. Right, damages wise, there isn't any really major damages to the car itself, other than one rim that was curved, which is right here, which I'm showing you guys right now if I could find it, which is just this very minor one here. Other than that, there isn't really any big and obvious damage to it, other than the car being very dirty, as you guys can see right down there. But yeah, overall I think interior, the car is in a very nice super condition, other than duty. As you guys notice, I think this is a almost close to 10-year-old car itself, so there might be some fault to it. But let me just show you guys the trunk space for the BMW 318i right now. As you guys can see, the badging right here, the BMW badging. And to access the trunk, very simple, just need to put your hand right down below here and the trunk will open, and there is someone else stuff inside here. Wow, that's interesting, that's good to know. So apparently there's some junk, yep, there's some else junk inside here, which I really don't understand why would you put your rubbish inside here. It's basically, if you guys are wondering, it's all empty boxes if I'm not wrong. So yeah, very I'm so frustrated in this unconsiderate user itself. I think this could be a prayer mat, I don't know, but yeah, you got some storage space on either side itself, which could put your stuff, and you also got this thing right below here, which to put more stuff, and also quite deep in. So yeah, as you guys can see that it fits quite well itself. So yeah, and if anyone's wondering how do you pull the seat rail, if you guys want more space in the BMW 318 and the 316i, if I'm not wrong, you can just pull on this lever right here and the seat will just drop back down. So I'll show you guys right now. Oh yeah, and you got some hooks right here on either side itself. So yeah, closing is just very simple, just need to close it normal way itself. So yeah, I'm just going to demonstrate to you guys how to fold down the rear seat to have more space in the car itself. Which just need to pull this, so the latch will, for the rear seat, will have drop itself, and you can just drop this down, and the same for the other side as well. One thing I don't really like is this part right here of the seating itself doesn't really fold down like the Mercedes does. So yeah, I'm really not too sure why it that's maybe their downside, because if you want more space, it'll be better if this folds it down, because at least there'll be more space in it. But oh well, it doesn't. So yeah, that's the downside. Other than that, let me just close the trunk for you guys right now, and it look like some port right here, put charge your stuff, and that's all. So yeah, and the button, if anyone wondering where the button is just right below there itself. So yeah, let me just get into the rear seat right now for you guys to show you guys how it is. Before I do that, let me just cut off the music right there. So just give me. Alright then, now let me just show you guys the rear seat for the BMW 318i itself. And oh my, stepping right into the rear itself, it's definitely very spacious itself. As you guys can see, I got tons of leg room right here. Headroom wise also it's not too bad. I got quite a decent amount of headroom wise. From the rear, what do you get? So basically, you got some passenger net right here to put your stuff. You got also rear AC vents, which is a plus in any car itself, which I really do like a lot, because at least it gives you some air conditioning in the rear itself for the passenger to cool down in hot days like this itself. Moving on, you got a 12 volts socket outlet right here, and that's all for the rear itself. But before I forgot one more feature, which is the armrest, which I'll show you guys in a bit. One downside of this car, I can say straight up back, is you can't bring 3 people at all. Or basically, in simple terms, you can't really bring 3 full-grown size adults because of this huge ass transmission tunnel, which I think is also similar to the Mercedes itself. So yeah, I think it also could be said for the Audi, but I could be wrong. But yeah, let me just demonstrate to you guys right now. Oh my god, one thing straight up back I do notice is you're sitting slightly higher than the passenger on either side itself. So yeah, but main thing is, if let's say you were to really tuck your both legs very close to the transmission tunnel itself, basically your sitting posture will be something like this, and the passenger beside you, I think let's just say he doesn't have much space at all. So Yeah. Now let me just show you guys next function of the car itself, which is the rear armrest, which you guys can just pull down right here, and this is the rear armrest itself. So technically you could rest your arm on it, or you could have cup holders on either side itself. So yeah, that's a plus. There isn't nothing here as well. There isn't anything here itself. So yeah, if anyone's wondering. And if I'm not wrong, this should be your oh yeah, so basically with the press on this button right here, you can just let me just close this up first and pull this down. This could also act as if I'm not okay, I think I forgot what it is. So basically, if you want all 3 seats, the rear left and rear right to be down, you can. But like I mentioned just now, the side bolster, it doesn't go down at all, so there's a downside. But the center seat, you can just press on that button which I showed you guys earlier on just now, and it will go down itself. So yeah, other than that, there isn't really much to show you guys for the rear itself. But basically that is the interior for the BMW 318i itself. So yeah, now let me just show you guys the front of the car, and sooner or later I'll share you guys my overall thoughts for this car itself. So let's go. So getting out of the car isn't a big problem because you got this very nice grab handle right here, and you also got this door handle right here, to door release handle to get out, and also your window switches right here. Storage space wise, not too big because I don't think you can put anything inside other than maybe your phone or some other thing itself, because your cup holder is already here itself. So yeah, other than that, let me just show you guys the front of the car right now. So let's go. So stepping out, oh my god, the seat, the doors we can actually open wider for more easier access. So stepping around the car itself is a big issue itself. So yeah, now let me just show you guys the front of the car itself. So tapping right into the car itself, before I show you guys all the buttons on the center console and the screen itself, let me just show you guys the seat control. Basically is just very simple itself. You got your adjustment for the front, the lower part of the seat, and this button right here is the upper part of the seat itself. And you also got the memory function for the seat itself, but I don't think you want to do that because it's very complicated itself. But if you want, you can technically adjust it according to your liking itself. So yeah, now let me just show you guys, step right into the interior itself, and I do okay, now let me just show you guys the interior of the car itself. So basically this is the interior of the BMW 318i from the 2014, and this is the F30 series itself. So basically this is how it looks like. I think if I'm not wrong, the previous generation M3 is also interior is quite similar, but just some updated gauges itself. So yeah, storage space wise, what do you have? Well, you got some space right here which is quite big, which I really like, as you could put maybe quite a lot of stuff in it. And now let me just show you the next part of this interior, if I could figure out where's the button to do so itself. So okay, yeah, so here is the center console itself. Center console itself, I would say it's not really that deep. Let me see. Okay, no, nothing else below there. So basically this is the center console space, right? It's not really that deep compared to the glove box right there, which I think you would mainly put more stuff in the glove box than the center console itself, because it's not really that deep and can't really put much stuff in it. So yeah, and also the center console, you could slide it forward or backward according to your liking itself. So yeah, next up you got your handbrake right here. So this is your old-fashioned BMW, where it will have a regular handbrake itself. To engage handbrake, to disengage it, just very simple, just press on this and pull down. Engage it, just pull up itself. So yeah, next up, the BMW iDrive system. So basically this thing right here you're looking at is basically control the infotainment screen on the screen right there, which I'll show you guys in a moment. Moving on to the next part, you got the transmission right here, which is unique to the BMW itself. So basically, to engage the drive, neutral or reverse, just need to press on your brake and press on this itself and pull down to drive, pull all the way up for reverse, and press on this button right here for park itself. So yeah, to engage in manual or sport mode, just shift it to the right itself. Sorry, shift it to the left, and you will engage in manual or sports, manual shifting or sports mode itself. So yeah, next up, we also got notice whether, I think this is just for manual mode itself, and this also, there's another switch right here which could tolerate it for sports mode or Eco Pro, and right on top is just a traction button itself. So yeah, Next up, you got the cup holders for the front. Cup holders for the front, well, you can see this is a medium-sized McDonald's cup, and it doesn't really suit that well. So yeah, probably a smaller bottle will be able to fit it down there without problem itself. So yeah, next up, I got this very weird thing right here, which I don't really understand what it is here for, but I could be wrong. Maybe more storage space itself. So yeah, moving on top, we got the instrument for the air conditioning itself. So basically, you got front. If I'm not wrong, this should be either front or rear defrost. This is for the wind flow for the passenger side itself. This is for the driver's side, and this is for the recirculating air. So basically, this could adjust it for auto or manual. And you got the adjustment for the fan speed itself right here. On the knob right here, which you are looking at, is basically to control the temperature for the driver's side itself, or you could have it set it for auto climate itself. And there's also another switch right here, which I think could be this could be the front, this could be the rear itself. So yeah. Next up, we got more switches right here, which this switch right here on the right is basically for max AC itself. So basically to set the AC to full blast, and this knob right here is to adjust the temperature on the driver's side itself. So basically the passenger and driver to adjust it according to their liking itself. So yeah, and this switch right here is for the AC, to turn on the AC itself. So yeah, other than that, that's all for it. Moving up, you got the controls right here for the iDrive itself, which I think be programmed to some things in the system, which I really not too sure, but you guys can to people that are renting this car, you guys maybe can figure out what is according to your liking itself. So yeah, basically I'm not going to touch this at all. So yeah, and you got mode and FM for the radio itself, and this is your volume switch itself. So yeah, right on top now is the top part, which is the AC vent right here, and also you got your headlight right here, and this is the lock and unlock itself. You got the button to lock the car and your headlight itself. Right on either side is just to control the AC itself. So yeah, other than that, now let me show you guys the driver zone right here. So driver zone, what you guys, so basically this is your typical BMW gauge itself. Nothing special other than once I turn on the car itself, you'll see some screen right below here itself. So yeah, moving on to the buttons on the steering wheel itself. Basically you got this I'll figure out later on once I show you guys itself. This right here is basically to adjust the infotainment itself. So basically this is your secondary controls right here to adjust the infotainment itself. So yeah, next up, let me just show you guys the stocks for the rear for the car itself. So basically on the left side, you got indicators and your light switch, basically your high beam and indicator itself. So yeah, and on the right, you got your wiper control itself. So basically adjust it, you can adjust according to your liking, and to engage it, just all the way up for one side, or all the way down for this side. Maybe I'll show you guys again once the car turn on itself. So yeah, right behind the steering wheel itself, you got your engine start stop button right there itself, and also the turn off the auto start stop itself. So yeah, for this side itself, you got the light switch. So basically this light switch is to adjust the front and the rear fog light. This to adjust the switch for the front of basically that switch right there is to adjust the headlights, and this switch right here to adjust the lights on the instrument gauge itself. So yeah, other than that, we got more switches right down below over there itself, which for the front is to pop the trunk, which is double press for BMW itself, and right on top there is for the rear to open up the rear trunk itself. So yeah, right down below here you got a secret compartment right here, which is very handy itself if anyone didn't know already. So yeah, and if I wonder how do you adjust the steering wheel itself on the car itself, there's this lever right here itself. So basically just pull down on it and you adjust the steering wheel according to your liking itself. So yeah, now let me just show you the last part of the car itself, which is the buttons right here. So basically to adjust the mirror itself, you just need to press on this switch on either side itself. So basically now it's on the right side, you can just adjust according to this D-pad, and the mirror will move according to your liking itself. And for this is your folding mirror itself. So basically once you press that, the mirror will just fold in itself. So yeah, the other way around is to press again to unfold the mirror itself. So yeah, now you got your typical window switches right here, and right at the bottom is to prevent the people from rolling down the windows from the rear itself. So yeah, other than that, let me just show you guys the infotainment right now. So basically for in the brake itself, and just press this, and the car will turn on itself. So basically this is the home screen of the BMW iDrive itself. It's quite quite a lot of things to go through itself. So yeah, basically you can just press through and figure out yourself. So if I press back, it'll go back itself. And basically there's quite a lot of things you can figure out, which in this video I'm not going to go through everything, but you guys can experience it yourself when you rent this car itself. So yeah, for this button, let me see what it does. It does, oh, so basically this is a speed limit switch right there. So as you guys can see, if I have to press off again, it will turn off. The green light will just toggle off by itself. Press on again, it will show the limit, and it just adjust the limit according to your liking itself. So yeah, so now let me just show you this switch right here. So basically this switch right here, if I have to press, it will dim the light itself. If you want the light, I can just press it itself. So yeah, other than that, that's all for the car itself. Now let me just share my overall thoughts for this car right now. So alright then, so yeah, I forgot to show you guys the wipers itself. So basically to engage the wiper itself, you just basically need to press on this button itself, and the wipers will engage according to. So basically it's just one up for one swipe. If you sit down, there's nothing at all. Oh, there is. I'm not too sure, but this button right here is for the auto. Basically, you press this will be the auto wipers itself, and this is to adjust the wipers itself. So yeah, that's all. Next up will be the basically got sun visors right here, which your mirror itself is quite nice, which on by itself when you turn on the basically when you see yourself in the mirror itself, it'll turn on. So yeah, next up we got some light switches itself. So basically your SOS button and some buttons right here for the light itself. So yeah, that's quite cool. So yeah, and the same for the other side as well. So yeah, other than that, that's all for the car itself. Don't really much to show you guys other than that, which I've almost forgot to show you guys just now. But overall, yeah, let me just share you guys my overall thoughts right now. Right then, so yeah, that's it. That's my review of the BMW 318i. What do I say? Well, oh man, it is not it's not on par with the Mercedes itself, but one thing I have to say is the handling in comfort mode is seriously next to none. How do I say it? Basically, I would say the handling is very precise, and the suspension is just amazing. And if you ask me if I could sum up my experience driving the 318i, I'll just say it's amazing. It's not on par with the Mercedes because of the age difference, but it's just simply amazing, and you guys definitely should try it out. Hopefully maybe in the future I could try the 5 Series as well. So yeah, other than that, I forgot to show you guys the fuel tank area, but for all that is at the rear on the driver's side itself. So anyone's wondering where that is, right there, and you can just press on it and fill the car through that way itself. So yeah, but overall it's been, I think so far, if you guys notice, I already tested an Audi, a BM, and a Mercedes. So yeah, but I won't count the A5 as a but okay. If I knew what's my favorite, I think so far I have to say would have to be the Mercedes. I think because of age itself, because it's a newer car compared to the BM and the Audi itself. But overall wise, I think it's quite a decent car for all three lineup itself. So yeah, don't really have much to say itself already, but definitely, oh my god, this BMW is seriously a car that I think I would consider renting again itself. So yeah, if you guys enjoy the video itself, before I end the video itself, if you're wondering what's the difference between comfort and sport mode, well, sport mode basically just spice the car up, but it's not, I don't really see there's a big difference in it, but but the only difference is if when you switch to Sport Plus mode, you have turned off the traction control itself. So basically there's no way of overriding the traction control itself. So if you guys want to turn on the traction control in Sport Plus mode, there's no way of doing so, because I think basically it's like the M mode where technically you can really drift the car, but to be honest, you can't. So yeah, acceleration wise, not really that big, that strong compared to the Mercedes itself, but overall still a great pull by the car when you floor it itself. But yeah, I think that's all I say for this video itself. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click the subscribe and click to see my 2 other videos. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.